Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into it. All right, let's pull up this screen. Yeah, the Vols are starting to run out of receivers in the portal. I know they've been interested in several, and most of them have committed. We're going to take a look at a portal update on the wide receivers. We still have one available that actually is kind of ideal for us. But wow, it's so cold outside. It's crazy. This is ridiculous. I mean, it went from decent to just unbelievably cold. It's like this out there.
We're there. Got a little nippy going through the pass out here.
Yeah, I got a little nippy going through the pass. But let's take a look at what's going on in the portal. Some big news, obviously. Travis Hunter, the #1 player in the country, basically, that was available. We know he went to Colorado. He followed Deion Sanders there. But most of the guys have committed now. And I told you this before the early signing date, that probably what would happen is there'd be almost nobody signed prior to that because, look, the coaches don't want to spook the commits that they've got coming in and scare them. You know, last thing you want to do is bring in some third-year guy that's got a ton of experience and is really successful and recruit over a commit, and then he decides, oh, crap, I'm out of here. And you have a guy flip. So most of the signatures came the day of late or the next day. And that's what you're seeing here. Dominique Levitt, who was a guy we were very interested in. He was at Missouri. He wound up flipping over here to Georgia, of all things. Georgia. You gotta be kidding me. But you can see most of these folks have committed. Chris Marshall has not. He used to be a 5-star Texas A&M guy. He's looking at Ole Miss real hard in TCU. And look, a lot of these Alabama guys are going to TCU. JoJo Early. Of course, he's from Texas, so that makes sense. One of the guys we were looking at hard, Devontae Walker, a very good player. He went to North Carolina. Here's Ra Thomas out of Mississippi State. He wound up also going to Georgia. Is that right? You got to be kidding me. Both those guys went to Georgia?
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious.
And here's the guy we're most interested in, Dante Thornton. He is currently at Oregon. And he's 6'5", so he's a huge mismatch, a guy, especially in the end zone. And he's looking at Auburn, Miami, and he's going to come visit us in January. So he is a possibility. I know they're talking to him quite a bit. Ryan O'Keefe, that was a guy that we're looking at pretty hard at UCF. He had a connection to Josh Heupel. He's gone to Boston College, already committed. And here's actually a story about that. It says why one specific player in the NCAA transfer portal just became a must-get player for the Vols. I don't necessarily agree with that, but he would be nice to have. Talks about how Tennessee is losing, obviously, Jalen Hyatt and Cedric Tillman, and they need a dynamic playmaker. So the 2 top transfer wide receivers came off the board, and they went to Georgia. Ra went there, and Lovett also went to Georgia. They talk about how there's still one elite wide receiver in the portal the Vols can land. That's Oregon wide receiver Dante Thornton. He averages 21 yards a catch. He's really fast. The nice thing is he's 6'5", which is a huge mismatch problem for a 5'10" defensive back, which most of them are 5'10", 5'9", maybe 6 foot's about as tall as I get. So as if the Vols want to threaten the Bulldogs in the SEC East, they need to keep pace with Georgia when it comes to transfer portal additions that instantly improve the roster. That's why landing Thornton is critical for Tennessee. So I don't know that it's necessarily critical because, remember, the spring is going to have more portal guys, and I think there'll be a bunch of portal guys after the New Year's Six Bowls. So I think there's going to be a bunch of guys in January available and then a bunch more in May. That May 1st to the 15th is the other portal time when they can enter. So I think we're going to have 2 more goes at it, but it is a little bit disconcerting that we didn't get any of those quality wide receivers because we could definitely use one, no doubt. Now, granted, we do have some really good wide receivers coming in as freshmen, but they're freshmen. And, you know, wide receivers can play early, but, you know, you prefer to have a guy that's got a little bit of experience and, you know, has been in the weight program and the nutrition program and has really worked with the offense for quite a while. But, you know, sometimes you don't have that luxury. All right, folks, just a short video. Just wanted to go over the wide receiver position in the transfer portal. And like I said, I think it'd be nice if they picked him up. It would not be the end of the world. Again, I think we've got to get used to this transfer portal situation being so different and kind of learning when to pick people up. And, you know, You don't necessarily have to hit the panic button just yet if you're needing to fill a position of weakness or, maybe where you've got an opening. And I still think we need an offensive tackle. I think we need another wide receiver, possibly a tight end. I don't know, maybe a running back. I wouldn't mind the guy from South Carolina. But anyway, a lot of those things will become clearer as we move towards the spring and get past the New Year's Six Bowls and all that good stuff. And if you like this content, be sure to hit that button on my left right here. If you hit this button, you'll get my videos sent to you, and you don't have to hunt for them. It's right there. And then right here, YouTube puts a video that they think you'll like. And, they're pretty good at picking those types of things. And I hope you did like the content. We'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.